Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
Got the wrong guy. The dog was biting him.
He roughing him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
It's bigger than you. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than all of us.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their courtroom.
The fireworks are not done.
Now we're getting commentary on the case. That is the Anglican boys, very club. I didn't ask you to interrupt me.
Is that correct?
That's literally not correct. Oh, for crumb's sake.
All right, welcome back to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. Happy Friday to you all. It's great to have you here. I have no idea who was first in chat. Let's see. Greeners was. There we go. I know now. Congratulations, Greeners. I could have guessed. All right, we'll turn it down. Happy Friday to everybody. We're about to start court again with the court that just went a little off the rails this morning with some fun times. Good stuff. So a little bit more. Let's see. My granddaughter's coming. Granddaughter's so excited. Greeners. If I have to, you have to. Greeners. This isn't. You don't choose your punishment. This isn't like choose your own adventure in junior high library. That's where you find those books, by the way. Greeters cheated, just for the record. We know, and that's part of the punishment. But did he turn on commercials? I'm getting commercials I've never had before. I haven't told it to do anything differently. I tell it my ads automator is off, which means I do not allow YouTube to automatically put ads in the video stream on any live. That's where we're at. So it's off, but the easy way to fix that, if you're able and if you're committed enough, is to get YouTube Premium, and that's what they want you to. I know it's basically surrendering, right? It's admitting, fine, I'll pay you, YouTube, and that's what they want. They just want money. But that will fix it. The ads will disappear. Let's see. I thought Art was first in chat. Art, were you? Sometimes it might show you first in chat, but if you switch to live view on chat, it will show the first person. Like it will go back. If you're on top view, you might show up as first person, but if you switch to live, it'll show who's first, very first. And sometimes it's very, very close, very, very close. Oh, just joking. Okay, all right. Premium is worth it if you spend a lot of time watching YouTube, and you don't like advertisement. I would say premium is worth it at that point. It's a good investment. Obviously, one I'm very happy with, but my version showed Super T. Super T was very close. YouTube is all I watch. No ads, watching on Brave browser. You're always sort of fighting the system, though, Sharkey. I know there's some ways around it, but you're always sort of one step ahead of the law and fighting the system as they try to tweak the algorithm to make those browsers not work properly. So anyway, glad you guys can watch without ads. Hopefully more of you get no ads. That's the goal. Laurie says, Recovery Addict, I'm not mad. I've just never gotten ads on your channel. I've always wondered why. Peter has commercials as many as you can show. Very hard to watch them. Can't afford premium. YouTube, I can't turn off ads altogether. If I turn off ads altogether, then I...
All right, so how many witnesses are we going to have in the afternoon?
We've got a couple witnesses. Two witnesses. We have some witness testimony from Renee Schlott, and then she'll give her victim impact after her testimony.
All right, so we can do that all in one swoop. We're not going to take a break in between. I don't know how long these things are going to be.
20 to 30 minutes each.
All right.
Okay. All right, so.
Short day.
So we'll go over it now. So does she have an amended victim impact statement?
May I approach?
Yes.
Yeah, I will say that let's say sort out this victim impact statement, see what has to be crossed off. We
Right.
we have ads on the replay, and I can't control how many there are. If I didn't do that, it would make it very difficult for me to do this full time like I do. I would have to be one video a week in my spare time at work to keep the lights and the bills on. So to be monetized, there has to be some monetization thing happening.
I see some things right off the bat here. Let's talk about the first page. There's a lot of pages here, right? I mean, it's definitely all spread out, but there's a lot of pages. So let's talk about page 1. Any objections?
Judge, they already struck through apparently the middle, and then it says in our desire for justice.
Yeah, I'll take that out.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else?
And I know the court's allowing them to share photos from a video, but it says that was played at the memorial service. Instead of just, they could say, I will share photos from a video.
Well, I don't know if that is really prejudicial at all. I mean, we can take that out, but I don't know if it's really prejudicial.
I don't think it really changes
It
much.
just gives an explanation. It's obviously from like a few.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, yesterday I asked, was it the same kind of thing you would see at a funeral? And I think you guys said yes, but that's okay.
I believe that the things on page 2 come in.
Okay.
Same with page 3.
Okay.
This is a victim impact statement. They're editing for
And then
appropriateness.
on page 5, I would go to the second paragraph from the bottom, talking about dealing with the aftermath of an auto accident, comparing notes regarding treatment.
The law only allows certain types of statements to be made in a victim impact statement in Florida. It doesn't give them free range.
Yeah,
although
I would
some
take that
judges
paragraph
have.
out. Okay. All right.
Next page, Judge.
OG Boy Mama times 3. Congratulations. That is awesome.
While
Congratulations.
planning, now we're going more into the memorial service. Well, this is at the bottom. While planning the memorial service, I kept coming across images of an oak tree and every paragraph until just below the middle of the next page where it says he always left me messages on my birthdays and holidays. I think all of those paragraphs should come out from the last sentence on where it starts while planning the memorial service all the way through to the middle of the next page. Before I continue, I'd like to share something very personal, those short voice messages from my dad recorded on my birthday years ago.
All right. So.
And of course, the message, I think, should come out also.
All right. So the thing about the oak tree, I guess I would understand that better if I read the whole thing.
What's that? I agree with the Your Honor.
All right. All right. So what does the oak tree have to do with anything? Where do I find that out? All right. Well.
So it talks about, it's sort of symbolism. It talks about oak trees, roots of the family, strength to navigate unbearable loss, things of that nature. So I think she's trying to describe how she has felt going through this and the roots that she had from her father and that part of the family. That's how I interpreted that, Your Honor.
All right. Well, I think it's kind of innocuous, so we'll just take it out, okay? In an abundance of caution. So that's the first time I've used that phrase. All right, for the wooden boxes that hold the end. All right. The next paragraph is out. That's the top of the next page. All right, and the next paragraph comes out too.
They're just striking all this victim impact statement. The judge required the victims to write out their victim impact
All right, I
statement.
think the next paragraph's in.
Which Which paragraph are you talking
Okay,
about?
this storm has stretched. I think that's in. That's the third paragraph. The first two on that page come out.
Yes, Your Honor.
The next paragraph is in.
Judge,
I think the next paragraph comes in.
where are you now, Judge?
All right, well, now I'm on the fourth paragraph. I mean,
You're allowing them to play a voice message from the father?
oh, she was actually going to play it?
Yes.
Oh.
She would like to, Your Honor, and I did some research in that. I found Johnson v. State, which is a 2024 Supreme Court case where they played a video of the child victim in that case saying who he was, what his favorite color was, his favorite show, things of that nature, and that was fine. Just a voicemail wishing the next of kin happy birthday. It's 12 seconds long. I don't think that's out of bounds, Judge.
It doesn't fit the statute.
What she's going to lose, or is not able to get anymore.
What,
Judge, I mean,
She's talking.
what does he say in the recording?
What's that?
What does he say in the recording, do you know?
It's 12 seconds.
Okay, so let's listen to it.
The lines on the victim's suit and the frame rate of the camera causing this little zebra effect that you're seeing on the screen. I'm not sure if it's just on my screen or... Yeah, it looks like you all see it. There's some clothes you can't wear when you're on television because of the lines and the things it does to the cameras. This camera's a different frame rate. Doesn't happen on that one.
Hi, sweetie. This is Dan. I just want to say happy birthday. I'd sing happy birthday to you, but I don't want you to fall dead from laughing. So, I hope you had a good day, sweetie. Bye.
All right, I'll allow it.
Judge, I just want my objections noted for the record. I
Okay.
don't think it fits the statute. I think it's overly prejudicial. I don't know that the lawyers in Johnson argued 403, so because I haven't seen Johnson. So I don't know that they preserved the record in any way on that issue as to that objection.
All right, well, it shows the loss that she has because she's not going to get any more of those messages, any more of those phone calls. And it's not overly prejudicial at all. I don't think it's just happy birthday.
Is the court going to allow the last line on that page?
Yeah, I mean, that's all she has left, right? So that's the impact on her. Yeah. All right.
And then the next page, at the bottom, starting from as a Christian woman to feels impossible.
Yeah, we don't need that. Okay, so we'll take out that first sentence. I don't know if those three lines are one big paragraph or if those are three separate paragraphs. I guess they're three separate paragraphs, but as a Christian woman, that comes out. I want to live.
Objecting to the next one, but not the following one.
Yeah, the next one is out as well. I want to live a life of grace, but some wounds are so violent, so cruel that healing feels impossible. That seems a little much.
Yes, sir.
All right, and then you don't have an objection to that very last
No, Judge.
paragraph? Okay.
And then on the last page.
Your Honor, given that that relates to the above two about forgiveness, I don't think without the context it makes much sense. I think we would rather remove that too, the other two coming out.
That's fine.
All right, so you want that out?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then, Judge, the middle of the next page, but I want to leave you with more than grief. This isn't about the impact on the jurors. This is about the impact on family and so forth. So to leave them with more than grief is going beyond the bounds of the
All right.
statute.
All right, we can take that out.
And then followed by the next paragraph, not as names on a, I want to see you as they truly were, not as names on
All
a
right.
case file.
All right, that comes out.
I'm trying to figure out where we are on that.
All right, so,
But I want to leave you with more than grief.
all right, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess it's the fifth paragraph down. It starts with the word but.
Yes,
But,
sir.
okay.
And then including the 3 lines after that, those are
Right.
as well.
Right, all that comes out. Okay.
And then, again, like the court's taken out and the other ones are, I guess the state will just play the video.
Yeah, I just marked, because we have the disc of the memorial video, just so.
All right. All right, do you want her to say, I respectfully ask the court to play the video?
That's what I was taking out, like based on the other ones you took out.
Okay, so we'll take that one out, and then you'll just say that you're going to play the video now.
Yeah.
As part of victim impact.
So, Judge, there is one more thing in relation to victim impact I want to bring to the court's attention.
Okay.
Because we had a little bit of editorializing with the last two victim impact witnesses, Mark Ivancic and Richard Ivancic. We went through their statements. It was clear what they were to say and not to say, and they both ended their statements because of him over there pointing. And so I'm going to ask that that be refrained.
Yeah, I mean, I know that at the last one, at the very end, he said what he was supposed to say, and then he said, by the defendant. But I don't think he pointed at anybody, did he? I didn't see that.
I don't recall that. I may have missed it. I'll reiterate to Renee to not exceed.
But Richard Ivancic pointed at the defendant because I watched it yesterday on court TV. So.
All right, it's always dangerous to watch yourself on court TV, by the way.
I didn't watch myself. I didn't even know I was on. Somebody else said I was.
All right, so.
I didn't know I was
Yeah,
on.
I mean, that was the only thing that I saw yesterday was, because it's just kind of natural to say that with the defendant, but they really have to stick to the script, okay?
Yeah, sure. And I'll reiterate that.
All right, and if you don't think that they can do it, then you can just read it on their behalf.
No, I believe that Ms. Blitt can stick to the written statement.
Okay. All right, and then the last page just has our name. So we all understand what you can do and what you can't do?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so she'll be the last witness of the day, and then you have two before that, right?
Correct.
All right. So are we finally ready?
Ready.
Okay. And then what I'm going to do at the end of this is I'm going to put all of these statements in as a court exhibit for identification, and I'll even write in there what comes out. You know, I mean, this is the final version, but it's the super final version once I rule at the end here.
And Judge, I will not make. Can I have a standing objection to the victim impact that I
Sure.
said about into?
Right. Sure.
Thank you.
It's just asked to be able to preserve the record without interrupting the victim impact statement, which I think is the right thing to do. Whew. All right. Amber says, remember, the victim impact statements are not for just the judge to consider when deciding sentencing. With death penalty, they have to determine sentencing based upon objective details about what the case has caused them, not subjective. Right. The victim impact statements, the death penalty is more of a factual, legal objective that needs to be met. Was this heinous, cruel, unusually, despicable? If that element is met, that's what the death penalty is decided on. Not so much that how sad are the people who are left behind, but the law is very carefully tailored as to what they are allowed to share. We have seen they let them fly on the cruise ship. Yeah, we have seen cases where anything went, and they ripped apart. They attacked prosecutors. They attacked defense lawyers. Everything else. We've seen crazy, crazy stuff. This judge is playing a little tighter. So, yes, this is death penalty. That's the only thing they're deciding. He already admitted guilt. He confessed. He pled guilty. And now to determine if he gets life without parole or death penalty, he has a jury hearing the facts of the case and the victim impact statements, and they decide if he gets the death penalty or not. Benfield case was slightly strict. Pled guilty to 3 counts of murder and 3 counts of animal cruelty, I believe, because he killed the 3 dogs as well, which information has been withheld from the jury. Valerie, I don't know exactly what they can't say. All we see is the judge looking at something. Is he talking about the cameras? He's looking right at me.
Jurors in the jury box be seated, Your Honor.
Very good. Welcome back, members of the jury. State, please call your next witness.
We would call Laura Scarpati.
She's got a big binder. Brings her own water.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay.
This way, please.
Have we seen her before?
Please walk your steps. As you're speaking to the microphone, loudly and the voice report. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
You may inquire, Mr. Shelby.
Thank you, Judge. Could you please introduce yourself to the jury?
Good afternoon. I'm Detective Corporal Laura Scarpati.
And could you please spell your first and last name for the court reporter?
Yes. Laura, L-A-R-A. Last name Scarpati, S-C-A-R-P-A-T-I.
And how are you currently employed?
With the Tarpon Springs Police Department.
And what is your position with the Tarpon Springs Police Department?
I'm the corporal over the detective division.
How long have you been doing that?
About a little under half a year.
And prior to that, what was your position with the Tarpon Springs Police Department?
I was a detective in our unit.
And how long did you do that for?
Approximately 11 years.
So were you working as a detective on January 1st of 2019?
I was.
Prior to being with the Tarpon Springs Police Department, do you have any other law enforcement experience?
I previously worked for Pasco County Sheriff's Office as a child protective investigator.
Okay, so what kind of education and training have you had in order to become a law enforcement officer and specifically a detective?
So I went to the Pasco Hernando Community College for the Law Enforcement Academy. And then I've had several other training courses, continuing education. Do you want me to go over the certificates or just some topics?
Can you give us a summary, kind of like an overview?
Sure. We attend week or 2 week long courses, things like death and injury investigation, homicide investigations, child homicide investigations, interviews techniques, things like that.
Okay. Come back to that later. So I want to turn your attention to January 1st, 2019, New Year's Day. Do you remember that day?
Yes, I do.
And did you have to respond to 1954 Juanita Way that day?
I did.
Roughly what time did you get to that address?
Approximately 1,400 hours, about 2 p.m.
Okay, and when you arrived on scene, were there other law enforcement officers there already?
There was.
Was there already crime scene tape up?
I don't recall if the tape was up or not. I'd have to go back and view some of the photos.
Okay, but all that process was happening? There were law enforcement officers who had the scene secure?
Yes.
And when you arrived on scene, did you approach that residence, 1954 Juanita Way?
I did.
Did you notice anything as you were approaching the residence?
There was a pungent odor coming pretty far distant from the home. I remember I could smell it about when I reached maybe the driveway area, some portions of the middle of the street.
Okay. And when you got there, what was your role in this investigation?
So I was one of the assistant case agents.
Okay. Now, once you get on scene, did you speak with the other law enforcement officers who'd already been on scene to kind of get an idea of what was going on and what the response that would be necessary would be?
I did.
And I'd like to show you what we have marked as States 220. Do you recognize that?
I do.
Is it a fair and accurate depiction of the neighborhood where this occurred?
Yes, it is.
And Judge, we'd ask to move States 220 into evidence.
Any objection?
No objection.
Submitted.
And permission to hold that?
Amen.
Detective Scarpati, if you could, do you mind stepping down just a couple steps and acquainting us with what we're looking at?
Of course.
That's very important.
It's fine.
This house was on that big corner lot at the bottom of that Nevada-shaped section of the...
And this is an aerial view of that neighborhood. Can you show us where the offense location 1954 Juanita Way is?
So that would be right in this region.
Okay. And in fact, if you zoom in there, can you see the dirt from the hole?
Yes. Yes, sir. So it'd be right about here.
Okay. Where is the clubhouse in relation to that residence?
So that's going to be over, is it capturing that over here? No. So right about over in this region.
Okay. And how do you get into or out of this particular mobile home park?
So the entrance is going to be right up, I'm just going to see my pen, right up in this region.
You want to use your finger? That might be
Yeah.
more visible.
Sure. You go right in this way, down the main drag.
Okay. And in relation to this photograph, where would US 19 be?
That would be over, I don't know if you can see it over here. Can I just scooch this over?
Just in that direction?
It'd be right down this way.
Okay. And just there at the top of that photograph, those houses up here, is that Pasco County?
Yes, sir.
But this here is Pinellas County?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Right on the border.
As one of the things you did on scene, did you speak with any neighbors?
I did.
Was there some question about the air conditioning unit at 1954 Juanita Way?
There was.
And did you learn anything about that air conditioning unit from the neighbors?
Yes, there was a notice from one of the neighbors in close proximity to the house. They heard the unit running nonstop, and so they thought that maybe there was a problem or something wrong with the unit.
And so that morning of January 1st, 2019, did they do something to it?
Yes, there was an HOA board member that went and retrieved that neighbor that did hear it running constantly, and they went to take a look over and see, if there was something they could do. They ultimately found the unit frozen over, so they were worried it would cause a fire or catch fire. So they went ahead and did, manually unplugged a portion of the unit.
Okay. So by the time law enforcement got there later that day, it was unplugged?
Yes.
Or deactivated in some way?
Yes, sir.
So when you're on scene, by this point, a welfare check had already happened and officers had already gone into the residence?
Yes, as a part of responding to a check the welfare, if we can't make contact with anybody, coupled with smelling an odor that we recognize to be body's decomposition, we'll go in and make entry to the home to make sure that there's no signs of life, nobody that we can give emergency care to. So we will do that.
But that had happened before you got on scene?
Yes, sir.
So when you got on scene, were you going right into the residence?
No, I did not. Officers backed out as soon as they saw that there was no signs of life and nobody else occupying the home. and then that scene was secured prior to my arrival.
Okay, and from that point, was law enforcement attempting to secure a search warrant to go and properly search and process the residence?
Yes, we began that process immediately.
So as that's going on, did you know exactly who the dead people in the residence were?
No, there was information collected from the officers that came out of the home. They gave us as much information as they were able to see without touching or moving or manipulating anything. There was one body that we could not tell if they were a male, a female. They gave us information that suggested that one of the decedents was a male. They could see a portion of the chest region with hair on it. They also indicated that there was another body that they observed. They could not see the body, but that they could see a portion of longer hair coming out from things that were obstructing the view of identifying who was in the house.
So did you go about trying to determine who should be at that residence?
Yes, we made contact with the complainant, which was the family members, and they were able to provide us a lot of information as to the family tree, who should be or who, is not in that residence, who frequently visits, things like that.
Okay. Now, did you spend a lot of the time making contact with the different family members that quickly become kind of what you were doing that afternoon?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So, as part of that information, were you becoming aware that at some point in the not too distant past that this defendant, along with possibly Jamie Ivancic, had visited or were planning to visit recently?
Yes, we were able to obtain statements from several different family members that Jamie had, Jamie's husband and both children were recently visiting the home. There were some that indicated that maybe they saw a younger female, and some that that stated that she was not present for that visit.
So, in terms of people that you are now trying, in terms of what you're trying to do in the investigation, were there certain people that you wanted to try to locate and make contact with?
Yes. So at the time we were learning all this information from several of the family members, we could not ascertain who was the third identity of the body located within the residence. So we began looking for and exploring avenues to see if we could find Nicholas. And we also explored avenues to see if we could locate Jamie, as well as the children and her husband, Shelby.
Okay. Now, as time passed, were you having difficulty determining where Jamie should be, like an address or a phone number or things of that nature?
Yes, we began asking family members questions about when the last time they had actually physically spoke with her or physically saw her. We quickly gathered that it was a length of time. And so, yes, that did become pretty obvious pretty quickly.
Okay. And also with this defendant, did you know exactly what door you could drive up to make contact with him? Or was he also a person you were trying to locate?
Yes, also somebody that we wanted to locate.
Okay. Now, eventually a search warrant is obtained. Law enforcement goes into the residence. As all that's happening, are you gradually getting more and more information?
Yes.
And did there come a point where you felt, or the law enforcement felt more comfortable that that third body was, in fact, Nicholas Ivancic?
Yes. A case of this magnitude, meaning all the things that they had to go in and process, takes a great amount of resources and time. So it took some time for the crime scene technicians to be able to even process through the home to even reach the deceased members. So with that amount of time, it was well into the next morning before they even were anywhere near processing the bodies. So at that point, And up until that point, we had been trying to explore finding Jamie, finding the children, finding Shelby, and seeing if we could find or locate Nick as well, until we learned the presumptive, third identity of the victim, which turns out to be Nicholas.
Okay, so moving into the second and then into the third, there comes a point where law enforcement was looking for Laura's 2013 Kia vehicle. Did your agency reach out to additional agencies in an attempt to try and locate the vehicle, or Shelby, or Jamie?
Yes, so we quickly noticed that the vehicle registered to Laura Ivancic was not located at the residence. So we began using law enforcement resources to see if we could track anywhere that vehicle may be located, or where it may be have last seen, things of that nature. And so that was a pretty big point that we were looking for.
Okay, and was there another detective who was the lead detective in the case?
Yes, Detective Derek Anderson. Okay.
Did there come a point on January 3rd where you and Detective Anderson had contact from a law enforcement agency in Ohio that they may have located this defendant?
Yes, we did receive information from an Ohio police department that the vehicle was located within their area.
So based on that information, did you and Detective Anderson immediately travel to go to that jurisdiction in Ohio?
Yes, we did get on a flight pretty immediately and flew up to the Ohio area.
Yeah, roughly, if you know, what time on January 3rd did you fly out of Tampa? I assume Tampa?
Sure. Yes.
This is a hearing determining the sentencing for the defendant who's pled guilty to 3 murders. He actually committed 4. He was already serving time for the 4th. It's whether or not he'll get life without parole or the death penalty. He killed his wife and then a year later killed his in-laws to hide the fact that he killed his wife.
So our flight departure time was 19:30 hours, 7:30 p.m.
Okay. So you leave Tampa Bay at 7:30, and where did you fly to?
We connected through Atlanta and landed in Ohio, then being taken from the airport over to Lakewood Police Department by the Lakewood Police Department officers.
Okay, so Lakewood, I assume Lakewood, Ohio?
Yes.
I'm not an Ohio person, so it's all Ohio to me, but so Lakewood, Ohio. Once you got there, did you and Detective Anderson go to try and make, well, I guess strike that. Was this defendant already in the custody of the Lakewood Police Department by the time you got there?
Yes, when we landed, I had phone contact with some of the Lakewood Police Department members. They informed us that while we were in air, that they had located Shelby Nealy and that they had taken him into custody.
Okay, so did you and Detective Anderson go to their police department to speak with this defendant?
Yes, we did.
Now, you indicated that you've had a lot of training and interviews and those types of things?
Yes, sir.
And is one of the things that you do as a detective try to approach interviews with potential suspects in the way that will make it best in the investigation to get information?
Yes, of course.
And also making sure that they participate freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
So with all that training, did you and Detective Anderson come up with a game plan that he would be the one to interview this defendant alone?
Yes, when we were in transit to their police department up in Lakewood, Ohio, some of their, I believe it was their SWAT commander, he was informing us.
Yeah, so without going into too many details, but you felt like that would be the best plan?
Yes.
Okay. And so Detective Anderson did conduct that interview?
Yes.
And while he was doing that, were you present observing the entire interview?
Yes, I was observing it. I was just outside the door of the room, and so I could hear their dialogue through the door, but I also was watching it on a live monitor. just outside.
And based on the things that were happening in the interview or in the information that you were gathering, were you coordinating with other law enforcement officers, either from Tarpon Springs or other agencies as necessary?
Yes, there was quite a lot going on. So we were coordinating with, back with my agency, Tarpon Springs Police Department detectives, as well as Pasco County Sheriff's Office.
Okay. Well, during the course of the interview, did this defendant reveal that he had killed Jamie Ivancic in Pasco County's jurisdiction?
Yes.
And so based on that information, did you contact Pasco County Sheriff's Office and alert them so that they could begin to do whatever they needed to do?
I contacted my detective sergeant at the time and explained to him what was mentioned so that he could get in touch with Pasco County Sheriff's Office to start that coordination.
Okay. So subsequent to that interview, were you involved in working with the police department there to get a search warrant to search 1093, or I'm sorry, the Newman, I'm going to say it wrong, the Newman Avenue residence?
Yes.
Okay, and do you have the numeric on that?
Lead prosecutor.
I'm sorry, 1573 Newman Avenue in Lakewood.
Yep, just 1 second.
Just confirming details. 1571 Lakewood. Did you write it somewhere? Take your time.
Okay, so 1573 Newman Ave in Lakewood, Ohio.
Okay, and as far as the significance of that residence, was that the residence that this defendant was arrested at by the Lakewood Police Department?
Yes, he was taken into custody.
Okay. So did the local law enforcement officers assist in obtaining a search warrant for that residence?
Yes.
And were you present, and did you assist them in executing that search warrant at 1573 Newman Avenue in Lakewood?
Yes, I was.
All right, and I'd like to show you State's Exhibits 221 through 238. You could look at those real fast and tell me if you recognize them.
Yes, I do.
And are they fair and accurate depictions of what you observed when the search warrant was being executed at 1573 Newman Avenue in Lakewood, Ohio?
Just 1 moment. Yes, sir, they are.
Judge, at this time, the state would ask to move State's Exhibits 221 through 238 into evidence.
Any
Would you
objection?
look at them first, please?
Yes, you may.
We approach.
Yes.
Looks like they might have an objection. Probably cumulative.
Oh, yeah, that's right. With the part about bulking up so that he can go down there and move the bodies.
Hot mic.
What did he steal? Oh, well, he stole it. Okay. All right.
Wow. Little crusty there.
Objection is overruled. They're admitted.
Thank you, Judge. And permission to publish?
You may.
What did he steal? Well, he stole it. The part about him bulking up so he can go down and move the bodies.
States Exhibit 221.
That was the judge's voice we weren't supposed to hear.
Can you tell us, is that 1573 Newman Avenue in Lakewood, Ohio?
Yes, it is.
And we see the front door there, 2 trash cans. What is this thing over on the right side of the photograph?
That was Laura Ivansik's vehicle.
The 2013 red or maroon Kia?
Yes, sir.
I'm showing you States Exhibit 222. Is that one of the things that you found in the trash cans there at that residence, 1573 Newman
Is that a
Avenue?
Domino's pizza box?
Yes, I don't know if that one was specifically from the trash can. There were several in the trash can and several inside the kitchen area.
14-inch pizza.
Okay. And this one, if we look at the date, it's December 28th.
Yes, sir.
That's the first indication that he came back. December 28th, so it's
And
between the
there's a
14th
phone
and the
number on here that
28th.
starts with 216.
He may have lived down there for 2 weeks with the
Sorry,
corpses
where are
in
you
the
pointing
house.
to?
It's a little washed out.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I'm showing you States 223, or displaying States 223. Is this another Domino's pizza box that you found at the residence?
Yes, it is.
And this one had a date of January 1st.
Yes, sir.
Same
Bacon
address,
pineapple.
and again, a phone number of 216-456-4460
Yes, sir.
associated with it. And I'm showing you States Exhibit 224. Was this another Domino's pizza box that you found at 1573 Newman Avenue?
Yes, it is.
2
And
12-inch
was the
bacon
date on this
pineapples.
one January 3rd?
Yes, it is.
And the phone number on this one was 832-412-6528.
Yes, sir.
Janet, welcome to the gallery.
Well,
Thank you.
Executing the search warrant of the residence, did you find a number of items of interest?
Yes, we did.
All right, I'm showing Stage 225. Can you tell us what this is a photograph of as I zoom out?
Yes, so that's the kitchen area and a countertop and underneath in the cabinets.
All right, now in particular, was the case here under the cabinet and the cooler of interest?
Yes, they were.
Is that a mat or a
And
manhole?
did you take out the cooler and look in it?
Yes, we did.
Showing Stage 226. Is that the cooler opened up and a photograph taken of the contents?
Yes, it is.
It's a little washed out, but was there something right there in the cooler that was of interest?
Yes, a wallet.
All right, I'm showing you States Exhibit 227. Is that a photograph of the wallet that was in that cooler?
Yes, it is.
and especially on the big board, it's a little washed out, but were there IDs and cards in that wallet that were of interest to your investigation?
Yes, there was.
State's Exhibit 228, are those some of the items within the wallet that you removed to photograph better?
Yes, they were.
And is this in particular a driver's license for Richard Ivancic and a social security card for Nicholas Ivancic? I'm sorry, Richard Ivancic?
Yes, yes, sir.
And in that same wallet, and I'm showing States 229, is this a photograph of additional items you found in the wallet?
It is.
And did it include a driver's license for Nicholas Ivancic as well as a Bank of America debit card for Richard Ivancic?
Yes, sir.
Mello, welcome to the gallery.
Were there more items in that wallet?
Yes, sir.
So I'm showing States 230. Did that wallet include a Social Security card for Nicholas James Ivancic as well as a Chase debit Visa for Laura Ivancic?
Yes, sir.
And I'm showing you States 231. Is that a photograph of the wallet with the contents next to it?
Yes, it is.
And I'm showing you States 232. Can you tell us what is this a photograph of?
That's inside the suitcase, and that's a photograph of a collection of coins and a binder that contained receipts and information about those coins.
Okay, was it a pretty well kept collection?
Yes.
Like receipts, certificates, folders, booklets where the coins were kept, things of that nature?
Yes, neatly organized, yes.
Showing you States 233. Is that another section of that same briefcase?
Yes, it is.
Again, did it contain additional items pertaining to coin collecting?
Yes, some informational, data and things like that.
Showing you States Exhibit 234. Do you recognize this?
Yes, I do.
What location is this in the residence?
So this is also in the kitchen area, and that basket and garbage bags are on top of the refrigerator.
Okay, and were there items within that laundry basket that were of interest to you?
Yes, there was.
I'm showing you States 235. Is that a photograph of the contents of that laundry basket? Looking at the laundry basket from the top down?
Yes, it is.
Were there a number of other items pertaining to coin collecting within this laundry basket?
Yes, there
Uncut
was.
sheet
Was
of
there also
dollar
a fairly
bills.
unique sheet of $1 bills that a money collector might have?
Yes, there was.
You can buy those in the mint. They used to sell the shredded money, but they don't do that anymore.
236. Can you tell us what this is a photograph of?
Yes, so this is a built wall unit that has several shelves located within the home.
Okay.
On the first floor.
And on, I guess, the top shelf, was there an item of interest?
Yes, there was.
And the shelf right below that, was there video game equipment?
Yes, there was.
So focusing on the item of interest on the top shelf. I'm showing you States 237. Is States 237 that item on the top shelf once it's been opened up?
Yes, it is.
And is that a revolver?
Yes, it is.
And were you guys aware that there was a revolver missing from the residence at 1954 Juanita Way?
Yes, the officers that had initially went in to complete the welfare check noted that there was a gun safe, that there was no guns located within that safe, but multiple rounds of ammunition.
Finally, I'm showing you
Is that a
States
44 or a
238. Can you tell us what
357?
this item is?
like a weighted vest to enhance, workout and endurance.
Where'd you find this in the residence?
Next to the McDonald's or chicken nugget box. Amber, I keep posting this. Are you making changes to it every time? Every time you post the now, I keep updating the pin. I just don't know what the change is.
Just one moment.
Did you carefully document all the different things that you do in the case so that if asked a bunch of specific questions, you'll be able to remember all the details?
Yes, we do.
Would it be more beneficial if I talked to you and asked you questions in front of the jury while you're searching for the information I just asked you about?
I believe that was located in the second story of the residence.
Around or in the general area of other items that belong to Shelby Nealy?
Yes, sir.
Judge, can I have just one moment?
You may.
Well, he takes a moment. This defendant's plan, after trying to drag the bodies out
I don't have more questions at this time.
to the grave,
Cross-examination?
Just a few.
was to go back and bulk up, get strong, come down, be strong enough to pick up the bodies. That's why they're talking about that weight.
Good afternoon.
Stuff.
Good afternoon, sir.
When you were headed up to Ohio, one of the primary reasons, or certainly a significant reason, was you wanted to have contact with Mr. Nealy.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In fact, when the two of you were flying up there, you probably were pondering whether or not he would be cooperative, right?
Probably.
Sure. I mean, is he going to talk to us? Or is he not going to talk to us? That's certainly something that probably was on your mind, right?
Sure, that's always a question.
Sure. And would you agree when people who are suspects and are being interrogated, it's helpful when they in fact tell you what happened, right?
On occasions, it can be.
Sure, sure. And acceptance of responsibility is something that you give some value, right?
Yes.
Okay. And in fact, Mr. Nealy told you a lot of information about what he had done within your jurisdiction, right?
Yes, to Detective Anderson, but yes.
Right, but I mean, you were outside, you heard it, and he provided a lot of information, right?
Yes, sir.
In fact, not only did he assist you with your investigation, he also gave you additional information that you then contacted someone else within your department to contact Pasco and let them know that you have received information about another murder, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Alexis, thank you very much.
Thank you.
6 months
Can
on
you
the
redirect?
jury. Love it. Congratulations on the Yellow Courthouse. Mello, yeah, I understood correctly. Midwest
Other than by
looking
leaving
for
a
legal
long
help
trail of
to
evidence,
gain
did
access.
Mr. Nealy assist you at all in locating him?
No, sir.
Did he assist you at all in tying him to the crime before you got to Ohio?
No, sir.
But you'd already tied him to the crime before you got to Ohio.
Yes, with a lot of resources and a lot of manpower and a lot of very sleepless nights, yes.
Okay. I don't have any more questions, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. You may step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Very good witness.
State, please call your next witness.
State will call Sergeant Joseph Schlott.
We only only have a couple more witnesses. They should only take about half an hour each, and we'll be wrapped up for the day. We will get a victim impact statement as part of that. It's abbreviated because the judge has edited it down just to the parts that are permitted under the law. We watched Magoo yesterday. It's got that Swayzer.
You solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes. This way, please, sir.
I'm seeing he's military or prior. He's either prior military or law enforcement.
Good afternoon, sir. You may inquire.
Thank you, Judge. Could you please introduce yourself to the jury?
Sergeant Joseph Schlott.
And Sergeant Schlott, how are you currently employed?
Work for the Pasco County Sheriff's Office.
And what do you do for the Pasco County Sheriff's Office?
I'm currently a patrol sergeant.
And how long have you been with the Pasco County Sheriff's Office?
16 years.
What sort of training have you had as a law enforcement officer?
Straight ties.
And to become a law enforcement officer?
Started out by going to the Law Enforcement Academy. And then during that time, I went to a lot of different advanced training classes.
Okay. Back in January of 2019, what was your position with the Pasco County Sheriff's Office?
As a major crimes detective.
And as a major crimes detective, what kind of cases would you work?
Sexual batteries, homicides, violent crimes, rapes, things like that.
Now, in early January, we'll say around January 4th or thereabouts, did you end up being assigned an investigation into a homicide at 10930 Norwood Avenue in Port Richey?
Yes.
How was it that you, or that the Pasco County Sheriff's Office became aware of that homicide?
When the Tarpon Springs Police Department was investigating another crime, they learned that there may be a buried body in Pasco County.
Okay. And did you or other law enforcement officers do some research to determine what residents that a Jamie Ivancic and a Shelby Nealy were residing at in early 2018 in Pasco County?
Yes.
And did you determine it was 10930 Norwood Avenue?
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about that residence, in particular the backyard? What does it look like?
It's probably 60 or 70 feet wide, maybe 30 feet deep. It was a small two-bedroom home with a garage on the side.
Okay. And that backyard, is it private?
It had a fence all the way around it, yes.
So if somebody was doing something in that backyard, neighbors might not be able to immediately see?
No, could not.
Okay. So in terms of the investigation, what did you guys set out to do initially at 10930 Norwood Avenue?
First thing we did, we tried to figure out who the current owner was, who the past tenants were, things like that. We had a drawing from Detective Anderson, and we were trying to match the drawing he had up to the backyard to see if we could accurately locate the body.
Okay. And was that what you were trying to do, was locate a body back there?
Yes.
So in doing that, did you get access to the backyard of that residence and begin a process of searching for the body?
Yes.
And what are you going to have to do to find the body?
Well, we used a combination of ground penetrating radar that we got some assistance from USF, and we ultimately had to just start digging.
Okay. And were you present as a lot of that was going on?
Yes.
And finally, did you find what you were looking for?
Yes, we did.
Were you present when that happened?
Yes.
And what did you find?
We discovered an anomaly in the ground. Initially, we found a rug that was buried about 2.5 feet below the ground. when we lifted the rug up, you could see the first thing that we noticed was a boot, a piece of a boot.
Okay.
And as we excavated, we found a person wrapped in garbage bags.
Okay. Now, describe for me approximately how deep was this person buried?
To the top portion of what we found the body was roughly 2.5 feet deep.
Okay. Can you describe for us a little bit, when you found the body, you said it was wrapped in garbage bags?
Yes.
Were the garbage bags removed in your presence?
Yes.
And what did you see underneath the garbage bags?
Yeah, there was the person was mostly in the fetal position, kind of inverted, the feet were up, the head was further down in the hole. There was a garbage bag that was put around the lower half of the body and a second bag over the top of the body.
Okay, and was the person fully clothed?
There were clothing on, yeah. The body was in, pretty well decayed. You could see the skin and things, but it was shriveled up.
But still intact for all purposes, not just a skeleton?
Yeah, the entire body was there, still with skin and hair.
Okay. Were you able to observe the head area of that body?
I did, yes.
Did it look like a normal round-shaped head like you and I have here today?
No, it did not. The head, the first thing I noticed was several holes through the skull, roughly the size of a quarter. And you can see that in several places on the head. And the skull was not the proper shape anymore. With the fractures that were in there, it was misshapen.
Okay. So I want to ask you a little bit about, well, once the body was discovered and you guys went through that process, was the medical examiner's office contacted?
Yes.
And was the body, Jamie Ivancic, transported to the District 6 medical examiner's office down here in Pinellas County?
Yes, it was.
And did Dr. Susan Ignacio conduct an autopsy on that body?
Yes.
So in terms of your investigation, did you or other members of the Pasco County Sheriff's Office attempt to interview neighbors and collect some information about what may have happened in early 2018?
Yes.
Now, were you able to go into that residence at 10930 and observe what the crime scene looked like?
Yes, by the time we got there, the home had been remodeled, though.
Okay. So when you went in and looked in that residence, it didn't look the same as it would have back whenever
it did not.
This happened? Okay. Did you pursue information from the property management people and the people who remodeled that residence?
Yes.
And through the course of that, were you able to determine, or were you able to obtain photographs of how some of the rooms appeared prior to it being remodeled after this defendant had abandoned the residence?
We did. A few members of the crew that was doing the cleanup and construction took photos, before and after photos.
Okay. And were you able to go and talk to some of those people who did the remodeling and get some information about what the state of that residence had been?
Yes.
Defense objects to hearing about the construction crew and what they found when they remodeled this house. The crime scene now had somebody else living in it. Didn't know it was a crime scene or there was a body buried in the backyard. The body had been buried for a year, wrapped in plastic bags, still intact, but pretty heavily decayed. The only way the police found out about this is because he told them. He told them he had killed her. Man, oh. Defense is wanting credit because he did cooperate once they caught him. Prosecution is not wanting to give him much credit whatsoever for waiting a year to let them know. The family knew she was missing, but he pretended to be her and would text them using her phone, sending pictures of their children. When they finally said, look, we need to meet, we haven't seen our daughter, we haven't heard her voice, he said, well, come visit. And he did. That's when these murders took place. Bought him 3 weeks more time. Yeah, I would be moving out. I'd be like, okay, I need a different place. You're going to argue he's already been sentenced for her death. This goes to the motive.
You may continue.
Thank you, Judge. And Sergeant Slaughter, you indicated you had recovered those photographs.
Yes.
Can you describe the state of the residence in the before photographs?
Overall, the house was in disarray. Furniture was left in the house, clothing, personal items were left in the home. A few areas of the home had things dumped all over the floor. For example, the bathroom had what appeared to be blood spatter up on the walls of the bathroom, and you could see that there was a red substance in the photos that was spattered and smeared around the room. And then there was a white substance that was on top of that that was used to look like it was covering the blood stains in the home. In some of the photos, you could see packages of meat that were also in the bathroom.
Just kind of thrown out there?
Just, yeah, the entire packaging was there, but the meat was loose in some of them.
Okay.
And it was scattered about the bathroom.
And the white substance in the bathroom, was it kind of just poured all slipshod all over?
Yeah, it looked like it was dumped out and maybe smeared with, I don't know if there was a tool or just with a hand, but you could see there was like swirl marks in it, as if you were almost finger painting or hand painting. It was just kind of smeared in circles around in some of the places on the walls inside the tub.
And did from the photographs, did the white substance look like it could be either paint or some sort of other construction?
Yeah, it was tough to see in the pictures. The contractor said it may have been thin set or grout or something like that.
Okay. But residents from the photographs that you saw appeared to be pretty messed up?
Yes.
Okay.
To put it lightly.
Judge, may I have a moment?
You may.
The meat would be like beef, steaks, things like that, opened up and left out. They would be the reason for the smell if somebody came in.
Any cross-examination?
And possibly the reason for the blood.
You indicated early on in your direct examination that you had learned that there might be a body in the backyard on Norwood Avenue, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And that information, that where you learned it from, was from Mr. Nealy telling the detectives from the Tarpon Springs Police Department, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any redirect? Thank you, sir. You may step down. State, please call your next witness.
The state will call Renee Schlott.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do.
This way, please, ma'am.
This is going to be a victim impact statement here. Parsed down.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi, thank you.
You may inquire, Mr. Dillon.
Thank you, Your Honor.
She has her inhaler.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir.
Could you please state your name and spell it for the record?
My name is Renee Schlott. My last name is spelled S as in Sam, P-L-I-T-T.
And what's your maiden name?
My maiden name is Ivancic, I-V-A-N-C-I-C.
Did you know Richard, Laura, and Nicholas Ivancic?
I certainly did.
Okay. How were they related to you?
Well, Richard Ivancic was my biological father. Laura was my stepmother. Nicholas is my brother.
And where did they live in December 2018?
They lived in Tarpon Springs.
And was that at 1954 Juanita Way?
Yes.
When did you first meet Laura Avancic?
I was in high school. I was probably a sophomore or a junior at that time.
Did you spend much time around her and your father when you were young?
I did. We visited. We had visitation with my dad every Sunday and during the week, and maybe on little short vacations together.
Did you continue to spend time with them as you were older?
I did. I moved to, after high school, I moved to Illinois, and we would drive back home quite often. It was only 6 hours, and I mean, I thought my GPS was grooves in the ground on the expressway to get there, because we went there quite often. Myself and my boyfriend at the time, my husband of 32 years as of 2 days ago. So we went there quite often, and sometimes by myself.
And so it would be fair to say that you spent a lot of time in their household.
Oh, yes, I did.
Okay. What was their home kept like?
Well, it was a home that I would want when I would grow up. It was very...
Yes.
Objection. The could we approach makes it look better in front of the jury, but what he means is objection. This is Renee Splitt, formerly Renee Avancic.
May I proceed?
So was their household kept clean and tidy?
Yes, very neat.
Would it have been normal for food containers or trash to be on the floor?
Absolutely not.
Was the residence painted normally?
Yes.
Would it have been normal for there to be paint or debris on the walls of the residence in their home?
Absolutely not.
Did anyone in the residence ever spray paint around or anything like that normally in the house?
No, never.
Now, did your father and Laura eventually move from Ohio to Florida?
Eventually, yes.
Did Laura move to Florida with him initially, or did he move alone initially?
Well, he went by himself, and then Laura was taking care of her mother when she got very ill.
Did she join him there approximately July of 2017?
That was about the time frame, yes.
Okay. And as far as you're aware, did they live in multiple locations in Florida before eventually settling on the address in Tarpon Springs?
Yes.
Approximately when was it that they moved to Tarpon?
Into Tarpon Springs?
Yeah.
Early in 2017.
Okay. Do you know who all was living at the residence at that point?
At that point, it would have been my dad and Nicholas.
And then once Laura moved there, were all three of them residing at the residence?
Yes, it would have been then after Laura's mother passed away later in the year.
Did you have much contact with them in the months or years after they moved to Florida?
Yes, in fact, I did.
Let's see. Are you familiar with a person known to you as Shelby Nealy?
I've never met him.
Had you heard of him prior to all this, though?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Another sidebar. I've never met him. Mr. Nealy looks unfazed. Just chilling. Witness testifies she had never met him, but had heard of him. Got a spam call coming in right now. Hello.
Yeah, hello. This is Sarah, and this is Scott.
Hi, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, hello. This is Sarah from by the property 37. I was checking you to see if you might be interested in selling this property for a cash offer.
Would it be reported to the IRS, or could it be something we do under the table?
Do you have a number in mind for it right now?
Well, as long as we can keep it off the books, so there's like not any implications on federally. I might. I'm thinking 2.5 million.
2.5 million for the one at 3.
Right.
So the property is 5 bedroom, 2 bath, right?
Yeah, but it's got some Civil War gold buried in the yard, so it's got added value.
Okay, thank you. Everything.
Wait. When could we make the deal? No deal, apparently.
All right, you may continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. As far as you're aware, was Shelby Nealy ever residing at that Juanita Way address with your father?
No.
Were you in contact with your father while he was living at that Juanita Way address?
Yes, I would check in on him quite regularly because he checked in on how his physical therapy was going, because I was going to have the same neck surgery that he just had, so I was asking him about what to expect, because we were both involved in like rear-end car accidents, and I just didn't know what to expect. So.
Okay. Were you aware that anyone was coming to visit your father and Laura in December of 2018?
I was aware, yes.
What did you know about that visit?
My dad, in one of the conversations about, our accidents and such, he was telling me that Jamie and her 2 kids and her husband were going to be there around his birthday or Christmas time, and they were going to celebrate Christmas together.
How frequently were you talking to your father at that point?
At that time, pretty frequently, because, we were experiencing the same type of issues. He was letting me know that he just got his neck brace off.
All right, it's the same. So the answer is yes.
Yes.
Did everything seem normal in your conversations with your father?
Very normal.
Okay. Did there come a time in December 2018 when you became unable to reach your father?
Yes.
Were you aware of anyone else similarly having trouble reaching him at that time?
Yes, my brother Rich.
Did your father own a revolver?
Yes.
Okay. Did your father collect coins?
Yes.
You mentioned previously how meticulous your father was. How did he maintain his coin collection?
Very meticulously. In fact, I remember, we would sit down on Sundays and go through the coin collection, and he's an engineer. He kept things very neat and tidy and orderly and organized.
So would it have been normal for it to be in a laundry hamper or anything of that nature?
No, it would be either locked up or somewhere secure.
Would that have been the case for the revolver as well?
Certainly.
May I have a moment, Your Honor? Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, any cross-examination?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right.
Witness has a statement.
Once again, members of the jury, you are about to hear evidence about the impact of this murder on the family of Richard Ivanchik, Laura Ivanchik, and Nicholas Ivanchik. This evidence will be presented to show the victim's uniqueness as individuals and the resultant loss by the deaths of Richard Ivanchik, Laura Ivanchik, and Nicholas Ivanchik. However, you may not consider this evidence as an aggravating factor. So you may read your victim impact.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Your Honor, and members of the jury. My name is Renee Splitt. I'm the biological daughter of Richard Ivanchik Sr., stepdaughter to Laura Ivanchik, and sister to Nicholas Ivanchik. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today on behalf of the Ivanchik and Splitt families. We've been irreparably shattered by the murders of our family members. As a family, we are united in our grief and really to begin healing in honor of those we lost. At the end of my statement, I will share photos from a video that was played at the memorial service for our loved ones. The picture collage, they'll show their lives as they grew up and as we remember them, filled with laughter and togetherness, love, and family. Our dad was more than just a dear father. He was a loving husband, an amazing brother, a proud grandfather, a loyal friend, and a knowledgeable mentor. Laura was a sweet soul who simply loved children, and our dad loved her deeply. She was a devoted mother, a loving wife, daughter, and sister. She was an attentive and caring aunt, and a very loyal friend. She was a collector of quality items like Longaberger baskets, handcrafted porcelain items like Yadros, precious moments in various paintings.
Nice.
She was always so happy and appreciative to receive any of these thoughtful gifts, mostly from family. My 17-year-old self didn't want to like her. I didn't want to love her when they first met and they got married. But her genuine love for my dad, her kind spirit, and her deep commitment to family made it easy. I did love her, and I loved them. A specific fond memory comes up in my mind. When Dad and Laura visited us in Illinois one year, we went to Arlington Park Racetrack. While us girls weren't really into betting strategies, we had our own way to determine the winners. We'd go see the horses prior to the race, and Laura would ask them how they were doing, and she'd ask them if they thought they would win the race. One particular horse answered with a foot stomp and a little snort. Laura was tickled by this, and she decided to make a big bet, $5 to win. We rushed to get our ticket, or her ticket, and we headed to the track. When the race started, our horse was dead last. But together we cheered him on. Around that last turn, our special pick pulled ahead. We held on to each other, jumping up and down, and willing that horse to come out victorious. And he sure did. Dad and my husband Doug laughed at our antics as we danced away to collect Laura's big winnings. I think it was something like $60. I miss those times. Dad and Laura built a warm and loving home, a place of laughter and of tradition. They did needlepoint together. They made hook rugs. Who here remembers hook rugs? They hosted family gatherings, they were collectors, and they made holidays feel magical. Dad even commissioned an artist to make modifications to Laura's cherished Hargrove painting, just because she thought it would look nice with some extra flowers. He loved making her happy. Their home was more than a house, it was a haven. It was a place welcomed and embraced by everyone. When I became a mom, I wanted a home like the one she created, a place where children felt safe and loved. They both would do anything, really anything, for anyone. I was blessed to have a rich and meaning relationship with my dad. One of the most meaningful days of my life was when my dad walked me down the aisle at our wedding. He was proud and happy. He was everything a father should be. But he isn't here now to see our children become adults, to watch them get married or hold his great-grandchildren. He had an engineer's mind, and he loved to tinker with projects, including a major remodel of the family home in Ohio. Employing the free help of family as his labor crew, he led his assistants through numerous projects. It's funny to think about it now, but I do the same with my own kids, with our kids, finding family time through lots of DIY projects. I remember how his callous hands just painstakingly removed bricks, brick by brick, from the back of the house to reuse them on the front facade. That was just one example of the meticulous organization that defined his projects, his professional life, and the way they kept their home. Whether building or remodeling, repairing electrical issues, or meticulously curating his coin collection, he always took pride in a job well done. I have fond memories of Sundays with Dad, sifting through coins for the collection, hoping to find that rare Lincoln or the copper penny. I remember loading up coins into sleeves to preserve them. We didn't have a lot of money back then, so the annual CEI-sponsored trip to Jogga Lake, it was a local theme park, was a highlight. I recall traveling to Mesa to visit Grandma and Papa and to watch the Cubs at spring training and driving to see the Grand Canyon. Our dad was always up for a trip, as you heard from my brother. As kids, it was fun to just simply cheer him on as he umpired or played in countless baseball games or refereed basketball or volleyball matches. Anytime someone asked, "So who are you here cheering for?" I'd proudly say, "The ump," or I'd say, "The ref." Everyone seemed nicer to him, even if he missed a call here or there. Dad loved adventure, and I'll never forget the times he took us to a friend's property for demolition derbies. What better way to teach them to drive than for them to learn how to crash, he'd say. When each of our kids got their temporary driver's license, I employed that same train of thought as we headed to the cemetery to practice. What better way to teach them to drive by practicing where they can't hurt anyone if they crash. Like many dads, he loved sports, and he was a die-hard fan of every Cleveland team. As a former football star, he picked up other sports pretty easily and was quite good at bowling and golfing, dancing, especially if they're good polka playing. Yes, it's a Midwest.
Got some audio
He even
glitches
trusted
here.
to be his safety during scuba diving on Lake Erie. Okay? Watch for the bubbles. Due to
We're having some audio
sealed memory
glitches.
because we'll never create new ones. Or he with my kids. The fishing trip, he was planning with the really old guys and the young old guys. Even though from a distance, because we live in the States, Dad and Papa and parents.
It's from the source. We can't fix this one, unfortunately. We're trying to fix it here.
Were of our conversation. They were always really interested. Always accomplishments.
Give us a second. See if we can put a little buffer in here and make it fix. Yeah, we're losing it.
So full as was on the side watching our oldest daughter volleyball at nationals. He wouldn't budge from his seat. We brought him food so he wouldn't miss a single point. He was thrilled about our youngest was recruited playing the Big Ten. He about it constantly, but he never got to Europe.
Yeah, we're trying to get
Nick
this
was
work.
young, so friendly. Nicholas was very protective. Enjoyed their cousins. The family treasured their travel across the country. Grandma in Arizona on trips to share.
See if we get a different audio source.
About our youngest, who was recruited to play in the Big Ten. He bragged about it constantly, but he never got to see her play. Just a minute. Nick was so young, so full of life. He was friendly, compassionate, and deeply loved. Nicholas was very protective of his little sister, and they enjoyed playing together with their cousins or pets. The family treasured their travels across the country, visiting Grandma and Papa in Arizona and taking trips to one of their many timeshares, including the kids' favorite destination, Hawaii. When Laura stayed in Ohio to care for her sick mother, it was hard on them. Our dad waited for her, waited for the time when they can spend their golden years together. But this is where their love story ended. This storm that has stretched over 6.5 years to get to this day, today, and the grief that we bear isn't emotional, just emotional. At times it feels really physical. It seeps into our bones. It's aged us, it's broken us in many ways, and it's stolen so much from us. Before I continue, I would like to share something very personal, a short voice message from our dad, recorded on my birthday, May 3rd, 2017. I can't see the words. He always left me messages on my birthday and holidays. Hearing his voice means everything to me. It's a precious reminder of the love that we shared and of the life that was taken from us. With the court's permission.
Speak. Hi, sweeties. Dad, I want to say happy birthday. I'm saying happy birthday to you. I don't want you to fall dead from laughing. So, I hope you have a good day, sweetie. Bye.
That's all I have left. That's it. I cling to those recordings and listen to them often, especially on my birthday, because I'll never hear another. I'll never again pick up the phone and hear, "Happy birthday, sweetie," or end a call with, "I love you." Those calls, once so simple and often even taken for granted, are now sacred. It's a stark reminder of what we lost and why this matters so deeply to me. If I'm ever truly able to heal, it may take a lifetime. But through it all, Dad and Laura's love and Nick's friendliness live on in our family, the family that they left behind. And in the end, though, there's no peace for our family and nothing can bring them back. You know, play the video, please. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Wow. If that doesn't hit you right in the feels, I don't know what does. That was him. That was the dad, football star. Those bell bottoms. That's great. Two Tiggers and an Eeyore. That top picture. missing teeth in the top picture. It's the witness there on the top picture. Cleveland Browns shirt. Made a couple appearances. Love the school photos.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. You may sit down. All right. Members of the jury, I don't think this is going to break anyone's heart here on a Friday afternoon, but we're going to be able to finish a little bit early. So that is all the testimony we're going to hear and all the evidence we're going to see for today. So everyone have a great weekend. I don't think it's going to rain much. And again, same instruction I always give you: avoid hearing anything about the case or seeing anything about the case. And we will see you back here Monday at 8:30. Okay. Don't forget about Monday morning traffic. So sorry about that, but we'll see you bright and early at 8:30 on Monday. All right. Have a great weekend. Thank you for your service so far. You guys have been great.
You guys have been great. You're doing a good job. Alexis, thank you very much. 6 months on the jury. Love it. Yellow Courthouse, the best place to be. Thank you. And look at this. Marilyn Skull came in with 29 months at attorney-level support. Marilyn, thank you very much. She says, I'm glad I have this to at least keep me busy because I have a cast on my leg for the next 11 weeks. No work or walking. I am so bored. Thank you for keeping me entertained. Marilyn, I am so sorry. After the 11 weeks, I challenge you to a marathon. So I might be able to win this one. I'm sorry about the 11 weeks, but thank you. Powerful testimony and victim impact statement, and that was the edited down version. It had a lot removed. I think she said a few things that she wasn't supposed to, that were supposed to come out. But Bouncy Bailiff is back in the background there. Mr. Mazza, I think his name is. M-A-Z-Z-A, it looks like from the badge. Got another spam call. Hang on. Hello? 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 This is the part where you talk, because I can't hear you. Yeah, thought so. Free to be. Maryland, by the way, OG. Free to be, also an OG. Yippee, OG, free to be. Thank you for the rhyming. Member for 27 months.
Stipulation, good.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen the second one. I saw the first one.
The audio back.
Obviously, let me know when you want me to read that.
Yeah, the second one is the same as the first one, just the manslaughter. Was the first one okay?
Well, Judge, without believing, I saw the first one.
Everyone's just standing around.
I'm assuming the second one is going to be pretty much the same, except with the word manslaughter inserted, one count. I have no objection, subject to the objection that I made pursuant to U.S. versus Johnson on that alligator.
Okay. Thank you. All right, so I don't think I need to see that right now, but let me know when you want me to read that, and then I'll do it. I assume we're going to have Anderson all day on Monday?
Pretty much. We have Catlin Fair, DNA. She'll be fairly brief. First thing Monday morning, we'll probably be done. If we start at 8:30, we'll probably be done by 9, and then the rest of the day will just be Anderson.
All right, and then I don't think the defense is really questioning any of this, the fingerprints, the DNA, all of that, so.
Yeah, sure.
That should be fairly quick. You can do the short version on that one.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Defense.
Just
Can you do the
stipulate.
short version on the DNA on Monday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
It was his DNA. Okay.
Stipulate. This is the
Or
judge.
there's a 1 in 50 billion trillion zillion chances. It's all right. It's really kind of annoying that DNA people will not say within a reasonable degree of scientific certainty that it's his DNA. I mean, they just won't do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. So we'll see you at 8:30 on Monday.
Judge weighs in on the really frustrated with these dang DNA people not telling us within a reasonable degree of scientific certainty. You always have that margin of error you got to consider. We did not find out, well, we had 2 goals. We had to straighten his tie. Mission accomplished. I did that part. Your job was to find out what the book was. I do not know what it is. Do not know. Let me see if we can jump back way back in time and find. Let's see. Let's see if we can find the way he came in the doors this morning. Right when he first came in the doors. That's not it. Let's see. Lots of stuff. Did we lose it? We lost it. Let me see if Court TV caught a better angle. Let's see. Way back this morning. Trying to find it. Just 1 second. See if Court TV knows them. Oh, here we go. Let's take a look at Court TV really quickly and see what they got early in the morning. This is, let's see. Comes through. Is he holding anything here? Okay, first of all, stop. First, pause. We're going to go back just a couple seconds. Watch who opens the door. He's not in cuffs. Look for his hand. Okay? So we're back 20 seconds. Bailiff opens the door. He unlocks it. Turns the handle. There's his hand. Okay, so he's definitely not cuffed because he held the door open with his right hand, right? And then he walks over And has nothing in his hands, nothing in his hands. Pops a squat over there on the defense table. And who gives him the book? Bailiff leans over and says, hey, if you need some light reading, boom, there you go. Bailiff hands him the book. Says, this is the one I recommend. You should join my book club. We meet every Thursday at the jail. Since you're already here, why not do it? So he looks at the book, looks at the cover, says, what is it? I have no idea. Does anyone know? What is the book? The bailiff did give him the book, but I think he was supposed to. If we go back just a tiny bit. Cancel. Go back. He opens it up. He's like looking at the cover for the first time. He's like, oh, what is it? It's got some guy on it. He's reading the title page. Now he's reading the ISBN number. I'm not sure why. It's like, looks okay. Says, wow, it's big. It's got a lot of pages. Checks out the back. Is there any money in it? I don't know. It's a thick book. I don't know if we get any other good view of the book other than that. There was a time when he was writing some notes. We didn't get it. All right. Looks like Michael Vey. Hang on. Michael Vey? Oh my goodness, it does. Richard Paul Evans, Michael Vey. How many pages is that? The Prisoner of Cell 25. You guys said this before. It's paperback. It's 330. It's only, I'm looking at right here. See this? It has a similar feel. I think it's a little bit different on this cover. It's not the exact same cover, right? But it does have that feel to it. Large print. It's not enough. It can't be that. First of all, it can't be that. Richard Paul Evans. Didn't he write like the orange, the Christmas box? Yeah, he wrote the Christmas box. Does write a lot of stories that kids like. I know my kids have read some of his stuff. Looked like gold on the colder. That's not it. Look at the words. Something like chaos begins at the bottom. He has healing on the title. I think it's the dictionary. It's Webster's. Webster's is what it is, yeah. All right. Lord comes over at one point and talks to him about it right after he gets it. How long till he gets a smaller suit? Aspar, first of all, pretty good job with the internet today. Thank you very much. I don't think he's going to get a smaller suit. I think it might even be by design that he has the large suit. Because he looks like a little kid, right? It gives him that diminutive like appearance. Like here's little me in a grown-up world. Look how confused and sad and pathetic I am. I think it's by design. Look at the cover of John Grisham, The Client. Read that one, but don't recall the cover. Yeah, that's not it. Definitely not it. The cover is like is the same idea as the Prisoner of Cell 25, but the person, the outline's a little different. How to color with crayons. Thanks for the super week. It is Friday. It's the end of the day actually. On Friday, we're wrapping everything up for today, and We'll be back again on Monday. I'll be here all week next week, Monday. Remember, next week we're continuing. I think the prosecution's going to rest probably Monday, maybe Tuesday in this case. We do have some expert witnesses who will be testifying. Then midweek on the 23rd, we have the sentencing for Brian Koberger. That's going to be taking place, so we'll be carrying that live. And I'll be here until next weekish. Then I'm going to fly out I fly out early in the morning, so I'll probably miss at least a half a day, maybe a whole day. Let's see. Holy cow. Thomas is sending me TikToks. I think this is a Facebook greeting. Bite Me says, Buttercup sends hugs and butter sugars. Thank you very much, Rebecca and Buttercup. Appreciate you both. Daybell sentencing. Oh, wow. Not sure if we're going to carry that one live, but we'll definitely track that. The court clothes for inmates are usually from a community stash for court unless brought by family. I think you're absolutely correct. I think that was a community stash. Michael Bay's a series. I wonder if they compiled the whole thing on that printing. Serious Dictionary. All right. Thank you very much, mods. Thank you all for thanking the mods. They're absolutely amazing. Check out all the work that check out all the work I've done on my website, Top Mark Media, right here. I honestly, when I have to look at the website, I have to text Amber and say, "What's my website address again?" It's all Amber. She's done a great job. Thank you very much. Will Mrs. R.A. be taking over while you're on vacation? No, I'm going to be live. I'm taking you with me. Obviously, I'm not going to be live on the plane ride, but I think I'm going to FedEx my Starlink, some of the equipment we need. I'll pack the bare minimum with me, carry my carry-on, my small carry-on, and I've got a rental car waiting for me. Then from there, it's just a short 2-hour drive up to Idaho, where we have Airbnb and my family will be waiting. I'll get set up there and we'll be live. I think I'm traveling on the 29th. So we'll be back on the 30th. There we go. All right, tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love, smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better, and please stay safe until we go live again soonish. So remember, soonish. Soonish Eastern time. I've got some projects to do this weekend. Sadly, I still have not finished, or my kids have not finished the air conditioning thing, so I think I have to help with that. You guys are amazing. Have a great weekend. Thank you for all your support. It means the world to me. It wouldn't be possible without you. You guys have a great weekend. Be good to each other. Bye-bye.
There's nothing in the order that restrains you from talking to cats.
Thank you. Because he's the guy.